I mean, if we're talking about misinterpreted things, a lot of people think we're some sort of pagan, or like we're pagan,
Mm-hmm.
and that, we're idol worshippers,
Mm-hmm.
which to an extent it's true, but it's also not. Because we are a monotheistic religion. I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
We believe that there's one God.
Yeah.
We just,
do believe.
it's like the best comparison that I can draw, as you made this comparison once, but the best comparison I can draw is to the Holy Trinity, which is there's Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they're all
Yeah.
God. The same way that Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are all God.
Yeah. But some people are saying, so I read something the other day, and I saw some people saying that Christianity, none of the religions can be defined as purely or Christianity, it wasn't saying none of them, can't be defined as purely monotheistic because of the angels or something, and angels are divine.
Angels are divine, but they're still lesser than God.
Yeah. So they were saying, then they're reclaiming, because what is monotheism purely? Just the definition.
What? You're worshiping one supreme being.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we are too.
Yeah.
And
so is Christianity.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we are, yeah.
Okay. So then
It's the same.
yeah.
I don't see it as any different.
Mm-hmm.
There's three components of one deity, and then there's different incarnations of that deity. And there's different incarnations of, there's angel type things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Indra and all of them can be likened to angels.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. But then with Indian, with Hinduism, it's so confusing because there's so many different influences.
We're saying that we do ancestor worship and stuff like that.
We don't follow purely Vedic Hinduism anymore.
Yeah, no.
Vedic Hinduism, are the deities such as Indra and all, no one worships those anymore.
I know. I feel like we should, but
I don't know. I don't know if you should, because how it was made, I'm pretty sure, or what we know as Hinduism today is intertwined with the practices already in that subcontinent. It was a mix of Vedic Hinduism, Hinduism already in that continent.
Yeah, there's a lot of gods or deities that just came from the specific regions. They're just people practicing something different.
Yeah.
And it all just got, pulled together into one thing.
Yeah. And people could use that to discredit the religion. But if anything, I say it makes the religion better.
How so?
Because you have, I don't know, because when people are looking at monotheistic religion, they're saying it's just so supreme, that one book, this one,
Bible,
whatever,
Quran.
It's the word of God, so nothing can change it, nothing can alter it. So then people would say, if your Vedas or if your religion was altered by all these practices, then it's not the word of God anymore, right? People would say that, but I think everything is altered so much. People don't realize that, for one. Even Christianity is altered from
the original practices.
And
so how'd you say?
What?
How'd you say? Like with different
We
translations
were just
of the
talking
Bible?
about discrepancies in the Bible, and not discrepancies. We were talking about how there's 18. You said there's 18 years not documented in Jesus' life or something.
From ages 13 to or 12 to 30, I think. There's no mention about what happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories to what could happen, but we never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think religion changes. People don't realize that, and I mean it has changed. Because think about all the different branches of Christianity.
What, like Protestant and Catholic and all of those, like Lutheran and Baptist.
Yeah, or same with Islam, Shia and Sunni. There's two different beliefs, and if they really wanted to go by or if they wanted to stick by that idea that there's only one true, one truth, then that's just not true, because there's so many different things that people believe to be true. So I think the flexibility of our religion is a strength.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't even classify it as
a religion.
Yeah. I think it's more a philosophy. That's why we should.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that we should talk about philosophy in the beginning, but also.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you can. It's like a choose your own thing. You can just choose whatever path, and it's none of it is wrong.
None of it's wrong. Yeah.
And you were saying before, like when I first met you.
That's the essence of our religion. There's multiple ways to realize one truth. I get that. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Okay.
There's not one way. There's not one truth. And that's not limited to just within that religion itself, right? There's some person, let's say some dude who's not Christian at all is, sticking by all the Christian values, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's practicing all the good values in Christianity. But I guess the only difference is he's not a proclaimed Christian. Then, what do you make of that guy?
What do you mean? What do you make of that guy?
Do you say he's, I don't know, do you say he's a sinner because he is not a Christian or whatever? No, right? So, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get at here. There's multiple ways to realize one truth. The truth that's the same for everyone.
Well, universal truth. Yeah, I think it definitely exists as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there was that story that I told you about the two people that worship Shiva in different ways.
Yeah.
My dad played for me in the car.
Yeah.
There's two people worship Shiva in different ways. One was just pure. He was vegetarian. He was he never hurt anybody. He was just chilling, and he was the guy. Everyone respected him. He always prayed. He was so devoted, and devoted so many years of his life. And then the second guy was this rowdy rascal. This he ate non-vegetarian. He killed people.
Mm-hmm.
He did all that stuff. But in the end, God sees them as both having the same devotion. He gives them both the same spot, because the strength of the devotion, and there's other stuff like that. But the way that he worshipped was different. But they both ended up at the same place.
I don't know if I agree with that. That's definitely a Bhakti movement story and what Bhakti movement is the emphasis on devotion, just being devoted to God. I think actually that's what a lot of Abrahamic religions enforce.
Yeah.
Right? Just God is above all. If you're devoted to God and if you believe in God.
Yeah, it's like if you believe in God, then you'll have a space in heaven.
Yeah, everything's good. I think at that time that movement was relevant.
But you still have to rectify your sins
Mm-hmm.
in Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
They say believing in God has a spot for you to get to heaven,
Mm-hmm.
but then afterwards there's that time in purgatory where you have to somehow do penance for all the things that you did.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a lot of different interpretations is what I'm saying. There's, of course, the interpretation that worshiping God alone is enough to, send you to heaven or whatever. And the same in Hinduism, the Bhakti movement it probably came at a time when maybe people were losing faith in God. So that was emphasized. But, that's not, I don't know. I tend to not, just personally me, I don't tend to align with that.
Oh,
I
really?
think
I don't
practicing, the right things in your daily life is more important than believing in God.
Sure, I can kind of see where you're going with that, but I also think that the main moral of the story, I don't think was that, I think the main moral of the story is that there's different ways. It's not. I don't think it's really about the strength of your devotion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more about how both of these people, they did different things, they lived different lives. I guess it does come down to the devotion of God in the end, but the practices were different maybe. So I guess maybe what you're saying is right, but I don't know. I tended to agree with that story.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I see.
I think the moral of the story is that there's different ways to the same truth.
Yeah, but he wasn't practicing he wasn't aligning with his dharma. No one's dharma is to kill people and I don't know, just eat meat. You were saying, eat meat is that's a different thing. But I'm just saying the whole point was that he was not practicing good things in his life, right?
Yeah, sure. Or you're just practicing something different.
So is that are they?
But then in that case, then what's right and wrong?
Are they saying, what? No, killing people is wrong.
Yeah, but what if you're raised in some different thing? I don't know if he's a killer, a human killer. Then.
Okay, maybe we should revisit that story.
Yeah, we should. But also, yeah, in that case, they're saying that it's dependent on Varna, right? Yeah, but is killing people wrong if you're killing people? Yeah, is killing people adharmic if you're a Kshatriya? It's not, right?
Not in war.
Yeah, exactly.
In war, it's allowed.
Yeah, so what if?
What?
That's just how the story was.
Okay, well we don't know the story though.
Yeah, and then meat eating is also meat eating is also not adharmic if you're a Kshatriya.
No, that's false. That was propagated way after Vedic times, I'm pretty sure. And it's because there's, that's at a point when caste system became rigid, and then all the kings rising to power wanted to claim Kshatriya status, right? Because The whole belief was that all the Kshatriyas from before came from one lineage.
Okay.
When we really know that wasn't the truth. It was people could move in and out of caste easily, or varna easily. Not the same as caste
I
technically.
mean, it's the same system, but Varna or evolved or devolved into caste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people can move freely within that. So we know that's true. But back then, I guess there was this whole belief that all Kshatriyas came from one lineage. So then all the kings who would rise to power, let's say a group of peasants, like farmers, they just rose up and they rose to power. Because we know in history, different people rise to power. And they control an entire kingdom now. Then people started claiming Kshatriya lineage. And then when questioned on why they ate meat, because technically no one is supposed to eat meat, or any person who follows the Hinduism, Vedic Hinduism, whether you're Brahmin, Vishnu, or not Vishnu, Brahmin, Kshatriya, I think maybe Shudras ate meat because they were laborers.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know though, because a lot of it comes from Manusmriti, and Manusmriti has been wrongly translated. But anyways, Kshatriyas weren't supposed to eat meat 100%. But I think the people who rose to power, or even though they were from, they ate meat before, so then they just propagated
Maybe.
that.
But
That's
also
what
it
I've
could
heard.
be, the guy had the spot in heaven or the spot in heaven, meaning at that point it was with Shiva, and or whatever the equal representation in that story of heaven is to be with Shiva.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not sure because I didn't really listen to the story. My dad explained it to me afterwards, but I think maybe he probably, if we were looking at our belief system, I think he probably would have had to serve his time in hell and paid for his sins, and then he came up.
Really? Is that how it works? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it is. That's how before every life. That's how it works.
All right.
That's what the Garuda Purana says, but we don't know if that's 100% accurate because of mistranslations.
Yeah, and also Purana is Purana. It's not the Veda.
Yeah, I know, but what we follow, or at least most of our belief system, is derived from the Puranas nowadays, more than it is from the Vedas.
I don't know if I've heard of a heaven and hell in Hinduism.
There is. There's the higher realms.
Oh,
and
there
there's
is the
lower
higher realms.
Yeah,
They
the
do
lower
talk
realms
about
are
the
hell.
heavens
Yeah,
a lot, yeah.
lower
But I don't know if we go there.
What? No, we do. That's where the Pandavas went at the end.
Oh, right. Wait. Maybe.
That's where they go at the end. The Pandavas and the Kshatriyas, they're both there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But they go to hell for a little bit. What we think of hell is that it's the same view as Christianity of purgatory, where it's a place where we have to pay for all our sins, and then we go up, and then we reincarnate.
Oh.
We enjoy the results of both the good and the bad, and then we go into our next life.
Oh.
And it keeps on going and going again until we reach the very uppermost layer,
Yeah.
which is reuniting with the Creator.
Yeah. Even in that, there's Dvaita and Advaita.
What's that?
I think Dvaita is the idea that your soul is separate from God, and then Advaita is the idea that your soul and God are the same. Let me make sure.
What I think is
There's a bunch of different schools. So Dvaita is a Sanskrit word that means duality, or dualism, and it refers to reality that God and the individual souls exist as independent realities, and they're distinct. That's Dvaita. And
why can't both be true? I think it's just like a nerfed down version.
What?
I think we're just the part of the soul is there, but it's unrealized.
Part of soul is there, but it's unrealized.
Yeah, and then throughout the experiences that we experience, it just gets better and better, or whatever. The part comes out more and more.
Okay, but at that point, once your soul reaches its highest point, like what happens? Does it?
It's already there. It's at the highest realm.
Yeah, but does it? I don't know how to say this.
Like you become
Is
God.
God different from it?
What?
Is God is it I think the belief in this is that God is an independent deity, right?
No, I don't think so.
What?
I don't think God is an independent deity.
Like meaning what? You think that God is in the
It's just collective. It's everything.
Yeah, I think Dvaita opposes that, and
How so?
the belief in Dvaita is that God is an independent deity, and your soul is dependent on Him.
In what way? Like, does he dictate what I do?
No. Because everything is dependent on God.
Yeah.
But they're saying that God is independent. It isn't. It isn't like.
Okay, then what's moksha in that school?
Let me look at Advaita. The Advaita is non-duality, and it's that God alone is ultimately real, while transient phenomenal world is an illusionary appearance of God.
What?
Okay, I think that's the belief that everything is God.
Yeah, that's what I believe as well.
That's Advaita. These are two schools, though.
Okay, but
And
what's
it's
the
talking
difference?
about
Okay,
the-
what's moksha?
It ascended during the Vijayanagara Empire.
Okay, what's moksha then
In what?
in Dvaita?
Look it up.
What do they believe
Why do you
happens?
ask that?
Because what I always thought of moksha is it's just you reuniting with God. It's your soul reuniting with God, and just the collective gets
individual
added
souls
to.
are depicted as reflections, images, or shadows of the divine, but never in any way, even after moksha, identical with the divine.
So what is moksha then?
It's liberation. but it
Liberation
just
from
exists.
what?
It just exists up there with God. It's always
Like
separate
you're in
from
that same
God.
state.
It's separate from God, yeah. Moksha is described in Dvaita as the realization that all finite reality is essentially dependent on the Supreme. God is believed to have shown the way to attain moksha through several avatars. Bhakti Yoga is an essential part of Dvaita Vedanta. By devotion to God and God's grace, you attain moksha. So what is your belief of moksha then?
I think that it's just when you experience everything, or you just become enlightened. The same thing as enlightenment. I think what you go is you just reunite with God. Your soul or your being.
I think I've believed in Dvaita that your soul just reaches that higher level with Him, but it's just there.
It's separate.
Yeah.
And what happens? What do we do?
You're just there.
You're just existing.
Your soul is there. Yeah.
You're just existing at that higher level.
Yeah.
What I thought is that we just reunite. I think God is everything, like every experience, anything. Because there's a story in the Mahabharata
That
where,
might be Advaita.
yeah, there's a story in the Mahabharata where Rishi Markandeya, he's living for 1,000 years, and there's this point where he's basically immortal. He can die whenever he wants to, and he's there at that gap between whenever Brahma sleeps. So 1,000 yuga cycles is supposed to be 1 day of Brahma. Are you listening?
Yeah.
1,000 yuga cycles is 1 day of Brahma,
Mm-hmm.
and then the night. At the night, there's just nothing that exists, and since he's immortal, he's just existing. And then he meets Vishnu, and Vishnu says, "Here, come live inside of me for a few years."
Who?
Markandeya, the rishi.
Oh, okay.
And he goes and lives inside. And inside Vishnu, or Vishnu just swallows him.
Mm-hmm.
And inside Vishnu, there's this whole world. And Markandeya explores for 1,000 years, and he tries to find the end of it, but he can't, because there's no ending, because it's infinite.
Mm.
But there's like there's living beings. There's like he describes. There's humans, there's animals, there's all these other stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think that also just backs up the fact that God is everything.
Okay, but I feel like it can be interpreted both ways. If that's God, right? And then
He became part of God for a little bit, and then he just left to come back into the world after it was reformed.
yeah, it doesn't have to be a strict interpretation though, in that way.
That's what I think it is, or my intuition, I guess, leads me to believe that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Keep talking.
Keep talking about what?
I don't know. I'm looking at something. Experiencing union with.
That's what I think it is. I think it's experiencing union with God. But does it really matter? Is there really a difference?
I don't know. I thought this was I don't think it's a big thing, but Vedanta these are both Vedantas, which is schools of Hinduism.
Huh?
And I don't know. I thought that's as far as I knew. But within Vedanta itself, there's this huge.
I mean, I'll never know until I get there. I feel like it's just useless worrying about something like
That's
that.
true. That's true. I don't know. People.
I feel like adhering strictly to a school's teachings, any school's teachings, is just I'm not wrong, but they are interpretations after all. I think our own interpretation is what should stand.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could argue that if you go throughout time, there's just people in both schools that have added to the school of thought. So maybe you should consider their philosophy. But I think that whatever you take away is what's ultimately the most important. Because you're adding that fiber to the soul.
Yeah, I saw something that he was saying there's 8 billion different versions of the Mahabharata because everyone.
Oh, I read that as something, or I thought that was something different.
What?
It's where Brahma visits Krishna.
No.
And he says, "I've seen this happen 8,000 times."
No, not that. I was talking about something else. I just read somewhere, not in the Mahabharata, but they were saying there's 8 billion versions of the Mahabharata because everyone has read it differently.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
It just means something different to everyone.
Yeah, I think, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Nice. Good comms.
If we're all collective, then how does that make sense?
Because it just each individual experience. What I take away from it right now is what it adds to whatever I'm experiencing in this life. Yeah, and then it just keeps on going. So all the schools of thought, they just combine after a certain point, after you experience everything, and then that's when you reach enlightenment.
Yeah, I think that's what I think both schools believe.
Yeah, to me, I don't really care about the schools. I just believe in what I believe in.
Yeah, that's true. I think collective consciousness exists in all forms of Hinduism, but it's just I don't know. It's just, yeah, there's just this belief. Okay, what about in Christianity? Do people believe that God is separate from the creation, right?
I think there's different interpretations.
There of that?
Yeah. But I don't know if it's you reunite with God after you're done. I think you just attain that higher state.
Is God separate from the creation, from his creation? I think that's the question we're trying to answer.
I think, okay, from the Bible that I've read, yes.
Yeah, God is distinct from his creation. He's constrained by it and does not exist within it. Or he's not constrained by it and does not exist within it.
Okay, then never mind.
I think that's what Dvaita is.
Sure.
Because you are one of his creations. You are part of his creation, and he exists separate from that.
Yeah, he exists separate from that, but is it saying that he's distinct? I think that's just showing the power of God, that he can be distinct. It says
God is distinct
a distinct
from his
being.
creation.
Yeah, I think it's everything. I think it's both this creation, but also the unknown.
I think Christians do strictly believe that, though.
Yeah, I know Christians do strictly believe that. I'm saying what I believe.
Oh.
I think it's both. He exists within and outside. It's just everything.
Both, yeah.
Because whenever he swallows him, or the being that he perceives him outside, it's this little boy sitting under a tree.
Yeah.
This little blue boy sitting under a tree.
Yeah.
I think that being that exists outside of creation, but then when he swallows him, and he becomes part of that world for a little bit, that's within creation.
Yeah.
Because that is creation. That's what it is. It's just a world. He said the world just works as it normally did.
Well, if he's distinct from his creation, then he can interfere with his creation.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the world that he was part of, that's also God.
Yeah.
It's literally within God. It's inside God. He literally went to God's stomach or whatever.
Mhm. Okay, but I think what people believe, there is a certain belief that the universe is essentially God.
Yeah.
God isn't above the universe. They're saying that everything we know is God.
No,
but you're saying that God exists above that as well.
I think they're saying that the universe exists.
I'm just saying there's a belief.
No. Yeah, again, I don't care. I'm saying that I don't care what you call the belief. I'm just if you name the belief. What I'm saying is that, yeah, or what I think of that belief is that I think they're just accentuating the universe. They're saying that the universe is above all creation as well. Because they're saying that we can't ever perceive the limits of the universe.
Yeah. I'd agree.
So that's outside of creation as well. Humans can't perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying they're playing up. You're saying that
Okay,
they're
this is
playing
what-
down God to the universe. What I'm saying is that they're playing up the universe to God. So it's ultimately the same thing.
I don't think I'm saying that. Okay, what I was referring to is specifically pantheism, which is a doctrine which identifies God with the universe. Or it's saying or regards the universe as a manifestation of God.
Yeah.
Reality, the
I
universe,
think they're just the same
cosmos,
thing.
and nature are identical to supreme being.
Yeah. But it's endless. We can't ever perceive the end of the universe.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like we're just talking about the same side of the coin here.
Yeah. It's like heads and tails.
Yeah. Great.
Good job.
Yeah.
Dude. You're just not saying anything. How do I fill this silence?
I don't know.
I thought this was supposed to be your topic.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be my topic, but I would have liked to do some little bit more like planning for this episode. I feel like it's so out of structure.
Sure, we could literally make another episode of this exact same thing when we're bigger.
True.
I say what's important right now is we just put this up first.
Just keep talking.
Yeah.
What else is there to
Yap
talk
fest.
about?
They were right, bro. They're all right. All the comments are right about this being a yap fest.
What?
I said all the comments were right about this being a
Dude,
yap
this
fest.
episode is especially bad. I've just been yapping because I don't even have time to collect my thoughts. I think there should be some planning for
Sure.
the episodes. No, but I'm not throwing a light bulb.
No, why? You should put it over your head and said light bulb.
No, that's horrible. That's corny.
Oh, no, my bad.
Idea.
Oh, you know what I was thinking about? This is kind of detached from the topic.
Sure.
But back in the Ramayana, Rama cared a lot about social approval. But in Dwapara and the Mahabharata, Krishna didn't care at all. So how's that different? Or why? Why does that discrepancy exist if they're the same being?
Well, isn't it okay? Well, they are the same being, but also they're just they're form of God. Their God is putting himself on earth in those forms.
Okay.
So then wouldn't it be it would only make sense that they act differently according to where they are. You know? Cuz when Jesus was on earth, he didn't act like something cuz the Christians believe that God is something that can't be perceived and you just can't know it at all, right?
Sure.
Or like not know it, but it's just you can't
can
be
meet it.
perceived. It's beyond our beyond our knowledge. We have limitations that prevent us from knowing, from I guess perceiving God.
Okay, sure.
Not
And
perceiving God, but you
okay,
get
I
what
get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying, yeah. So then why does it make sense that Jesus, the Son of God, would appear on Earth as a human or whatever, and doing human things? The same way I'm saying Rama and Krishna had to appear on Earth as humans, you know? They can't appear on Earth as God.
I know, but I'm saying what's the discrepancy? Shouldn't they be acting
So then
the
they have to
same?
fit the social norms at that time. So maybe back then, because if our belief is that, you know, as the times get closer and closer, we're regressing as a society from values, from good values, from dharma, then I don't know. Then maybe maybe good dharma is, I don't know, not caring about social image, right?
Oh, so you're saying at the time social approval was something that mattered
Yeah.
because the people they had value.
Yeah.
And now it's not it doesn't matter anymore.
No, you're saying Rama cared about social image. Yeah.
Or now meaning whatever in Krishna's time.
Yeah, and now you hear people saying all the time, like, oh, don't let others, or I don't know, like, don't let others tell you what to do.
Don't get lost in the crowd.
Don't let others tell you what to do. You shouldn't care what others think.
Yeah, I still think that's true to this day. I still think that's true, at least in
There's
modern
context to which is true. I feel like something we've lost in general is caring about your community and, you know, the people around you. People aren't working together anymore. They're just, everyone is an individual machine. They're all focused on their individual goals. I'd say caring about your community and the people around you is important. And
Why?
working together as that community is important.
Sure, so it's more of like a collectivist thing, you're saying. Because, yeah, I think Western society in general tends to, we tend to prioritize individualism. Like, you move away from your parents, you, you can support yourself.
Yeah.
Don't depend on anything. your house, your car, your whatever.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a story that I heard about. It was a story from Tristan Tate, and he's talking about why his Indian neighbors are so successful.
Yeah.
And he was saying that it's all there's like 8 people living in a house, and they
Yeah.
all have different jobs.
I've heard this story.
And they all use the same car, and they all have a huge house.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all have a Bugatti or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're just a middle class worker. How can you afford these cars?
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, like all you Western people, you're focusing on the individual while we were focusing.
They just buy one Bugatti to share amongst all of them.
Yeah,
or something.
or that. It isn't Bugatti.
It's a
It's
Ferrari.
like a Ferrari. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's been lost in Western culture. So I kind of get what you're saying, where you're saying we don't care about our community, whatever.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know, caring, because if you think about when we lived in tribal times and stuff, we cared about
The tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I guess they're trying to extend that to something like the United States, where it's like you should place your faith in 365 million people you don't even know.
That's
Or you should place your faith in, I don't know, something.
even that's lost now.
Yeah, that is lost now,
U.S.
yeah.
nationalism it's slowly declining.
Yeah. No, I'm saying nationalism in general. I
Yeah.
just brought up the U.S. as an
Yeah,
example.
it's true. No, nationalism in some countries is definitely there. In India, I think it's on the rise
Yeah.
because the country's economically developing. I feel like it could extend to.
Yeah, but I feel like it's never the same. You never feel the same. Or if you hear that, I think the social connection is a little bit distant. If you hear that some guy in Gujarat got beaten to death, you wouldn't care. But if it's like, if you heard, I don't know, your cousin got beaten to death, then you'd be.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Nationalism was huge in China, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge
I
part.
think still might be.
Yeah. It's a whole part of the communism thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, basically.
Yeah.
They're going to label us as communists.
That's fine. I don't care. What is it? Don't get lost in the crowd. Disagree with what society thinks.
That would be a hard way to end the episode.
Yeah, but we're not. No way we're ending the episode right
Yeah,
there,
I
bro.
know.
After that yap fest.
I know.
We just got to the good part.
Let's just go another hour and then cut out
fine.
all that.
Yeah, fine. I'll just cut out the gaps where we're just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
You're like, keep talking.
Yeah, that's bad.
Good. But then what else? Oh yeah, I mean, in India we live with our parents.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a thing that often goes under noticed.
Yeah.
But also with what you're saying about
Joint family.
What?
Joint family.
Yeah. Also, don't do that, bro. It's making so much noise.
My bad.
Why do you always have to play with things? Just sit there and look at me. Just throw that light bulb away.
Keep it down here.
You're Oreo rapper too, bro. That made so much noise during that one episode.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
And sometimes you're doing this. That makes noise too. But with going back to what you're saying about the community thing, or why do you think that's important? And how can you differentiate that from getting lost in the crowd? Because what if your community is a bunch of, I don't know, some useless bums that just sit there and play video games all day?
I don't know. Okay.
What if that's just all you know?
What?
And what do you do? Or like, how does that work?
Elevate your community.
Elevate your community, then what? But then then it's just kind of false, because it's not a real community in that case. What if they're just they're completely supportive of what you do, but they're bums themselves?
Okay, what I was oh yeah, that's true. But what I was talking about was because we were talking about Ram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ram cared about what others thought of him because he cared for I feel like when you say he cared for his community, that doesn't sum it up completely, or that's not the best way to say it. He cared what other people thought of him because I don't know how to say it, right? Because there's a difference between, like you just said, there's a difference between not letting other people distract you and other people hate on you, right? Because there's a difference between, let's say, your community is a bunch of video gamers and they're hating on you for doing something that's good, right?
Sure.
That's way different is what I'm saying.
What than the community Ram had at the time? Okay, because I'll tell you the specific.
I don't think we can say that.
The specific context that I'm thinking of
think about it.
is after the Ramayana, whenever Sita comes back to Ayodhya, or he wants her, and she also wants herself to check, or not to check or whatever, but to prove her virginity. because
Oh, I know this.
she thinks that, or whatever they say,
Yeah.
because Ram says like, I can't have the kingdom of someone think I'm marrying an infidel
Yeah.
or someone who's had sex with another man.
Yeah. So then he burns, or like she goes.
She goes to a forest or
Yeah,
something. I
yeah,
forget.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the specific context in which
Specific
I'm thinking
context.
about.
Yeah. Okay. He's a king though,
Yeah,
so he has to care about his subjects.
his image.
His subjects. Yeah, and his image. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not about his subjects. It's
What?
about his wife.
No, but it's important.
Oh,
to
his subjects see
it's
him as a
important
strong leader.
Yeah, that he's a strong leader.
Okay,
So that's a specific context.
but I feel like in general, no,
What?
Ram didn't care more about his social approval. But also, the reason I brought that up is because the specific context in those days, being married to a virgin was or it was seen as such a prized thing, but now people don't care as much.
That's true.
Or as time has evolved, people have stopped caring.
I
as
mean,
much.
that's just in our society. Like Western, or not even Western. You have to think about really the society that we live in. We live in a big city, relatively big city, not huge city.
Yeah, it's like the 75th largest in the United States.
All right, whatever. Relatively big city in the West, in the U.S., urban setting. So
Mhm.
obviously, but I feel like even if you go to some rural parts of America, those values might still be there.
Sure.
So
Yeah, no, but I guess, yeah.
yeah.
But that's just sticking from values from back then. I'm saying the values have evolved. People now think, what?
That's part of Dharma. I think Dharma never changes.
Yeah.
We're the only things that change. Dharma
Yeah.
is constant. God is constant.
Yeah.
Only we change.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then what? What are
They're
you trying
bad
to say?
values. That's what I'm trying to say.
They're bad values,
They're-
meaning they're not
Values
not
don't
aligned.
change.
They're not aligned with right and wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then in that case, so the reason why I said that is because the values back then, that was the majority value. That was just how it was. And those are good values. Those are dharmic values. So that's why he should have cared. But in Krishna society or whatever, it devolved. The morals devolved and the values became worse. They became adharmic. They moved away from what was right.
Yeah.
That's why he shouldn't have cared and Ram should have cared. For social approval.
Oh, okay. You're saying we shouldn't align with society now because society's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I think, I mean, yes, that's true. But also, the caring about what other people think as a king, especially, is just, it's his varna, right? He's a Kshatriya.
Mm-hmm.
And a king's duty is to his people. So he has to do what his people want. So I think that may be a specific reason for why he cared what other people thought.
I guess, yeah. But then how is it different with Krishna?
What?
I said, how is it different with Krishna?
Krishna wasn't a king most of his life.
Oh, fair enough, I think.
He was leader of the Yadavas
Yeah.
for a while, yeah. But it wasn't, the people of Kurukshetra weren't his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying?
Aren't they all related though?
What?
Are the Yadus or Yadu?
And the
Kurus.
Kurus, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're cousins. They're distant, I think.
Yeah. Everyone, there's just
Because,
less
I mean, I
people
don't know.
back then.
Arjuna did marry Krishna's sister. I guess the story's got to have everything in it.
I guess everyone is inbred at one point. Think about it. If there are only two humans, or if there's only, think about how many humans only existed at first, and you'd only marry the people with like close to you, because we didn't have that much mobility either.
Sure. Also,
So we're all inbred way down the line.
yeah. But I feel like after a certain amount of generations, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like if you're eight generations or
Yeah,
9 generations,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I feel like at that point,
yeah.
that's what it is.
I read
So
something
are you
that
saying maybe
inbreeding
monkeys are the true untouched human? or whatever?
Monkeys inbreed all the time, definitely.
I guess there is no pure species then.
Of inbreeding, bro. Yeah, I just think it doesn't matter if you're going 4 million years or 250,000.
Wait, so are Homo erectus more human than us?
How?
Are they because they're less inbred?
How are they less inbred? I feel like they'd also be more inbred.
Because the Homo erectus did inbreed, and that became us.
Oh wait, actually?
Probably no. If you're saying that we were all inbred somewhere down the line,
Yeah.
'cause that doesn't go all the way that far back. That goes to when we were Homo sapiens.
No, even before that.
Yeah, I know, but there was definitely inbreeding happening when we were Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I think we're saying different things here. I'm saying if you're in a group or if
Oh,
you're
whatever. It was just a fun possibility.
if you
that I
can't
brought up.
move or if you're a monkey and you can't move, like you
Yeah.
can move, but like
Yeah.
like you're living in only this area. All right, you're living in just these woods, and there's only a few other monkeys there, and you're just gonna mate with those monkeys.
You know what I always thought of, or what I thought was a discrepancy
What?
in Christianity.
But this has been a yap fest.
Yeah, no, but it's fine. Whatever. Episode is episode.
All right.
In Christianity, there's Adam and Eve, but then their kids were Cain and Abel, and they were both males. So, what? What happened? How did they both just not die?
Wait, oh shit! Yeah, what? Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, fine. But say something meanwhile.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cain and Abel.
There were only 2 humans
Oh,
to start with.
Cain
That's the belief.
fathered 4 sons and 2 daughters, which aren't mentioned in the Bible.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. Why are parts of the Bible actually
Cain
missing?
Velasquez. I've heard so, yeah. Or not that it's not missing. There's just time, or there's just time, especially in the New Testament. That's just not explored.
But you're saying it was there
Like
before?
in Jesus' life,
purposely
his
discluded?
birth, I don't know.
Hmm.
That's just the theory is that it's purposely discluded, because why wouldn't you talk about all of Jesus' life?
Yeah.
Or what was he doing?
Yeah.
There's just 18 years of his life where it's just blank.
Yeah.
You get the story when he's a kid, or you start from when he's a baby and you get to when he's a kid. And then after that, boom, he's just a full-grown adult, 18-year time skip.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
what's up with that?
That's cool. I don't know.
That's just where the thing comes from. So we don't know specifically that there's
What
parts
if no
of the
one
Bible that
recorded
they were
it?
taking
What
it
if just
out.
no one recorded it? Or what if he didn't
The
speak
whole
about it?
thing was recorded afterwards by the disciples.
Oh yeah. Oh right.
They weren't writing it down as it went along.
Yeah. I remember that. I know that. Yeah.
It was all recorded after. But
Yeah.
are you saying he just never spoke about those years?
Yeah.
But what if, why not? Why did he talk about when he was 12 and when his mom got mad at him for escaping something, or some random stories from his childhood?
Wait, that was in the show. He ran away and then he was in the temple or something.
Yeah.
Or not
When he's
the
a kid.
temple,
When he's a
what do you
kid,
call
right?
it? Is a synagogue.
Sure.
Yeah.
When he was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Yeah.
why did he mention that part, but he didn't mention the part where
I don't know, man.
he's 15-year-old young lad.
I don't know.
And he's up to something.
So you think it was there and it was just discluded?
I
But
think
then wouldn't we
so.
have some record of it? How would we just?
There's ancient Hindu and Tibetan texts, or not Hindu, but there's ancient Indian and Tibetan texts
like
that talk about Jesus coming to India.
Uh-huh.
And there's also
At
some
what
other stuff.
age?
What?
At what age?
Through those lost years.
Oh, just some point in those years.
Yeah. And then but it's not only them. There's other texts as well. There's some
wonder-
crazy conspiracy theories about Jesus, bro.
Really?
There's one I read this one
Did he
Japanese
travel
thing.
to Africa or something?
No. There's one that he traveled to Japan, but not during those lost years. It's just that when he was about to die, the person that actually died on the cross was a doppelganger, and that the real Jesus escaped to Japan and just lived there for 80 years. Yeah, it's a thing.
Bro.
It's up in some mountains. There's a
How did
There's a little
Japan know
sign.
about Jesus at that time?
I don't know.
Oh, the Silk Road.
Yeah. Or what if he went there in his lost years? He was just walking around Asia.
Yeah, maybe.
We never know.
Why would he go to Asia though?
Palestine is in Asia.
Okay, no. I mean, it's farther east.
I don't know. He's bored. We don't know. Lost text.
Yeah.
Or you can't tell me that he was just doing carpentry for 18 years, bro. And why did he decide to specifically stop
That's
doing
true.
it at
He was
age
always
29
doing a
or age
lot.
30?
He was always doing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was super active.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Going from place to place.
Yeah, maybe at 30 years old, or 29 years old, he was just that.
explored the entire world.
Yeah. Yeah, what if he did?
He did a world tour. Yeah.
Yeah, what if he did?
Yeah.
You never know. And
I
time
feel
moves.
like if you were Jesus and you knew all this, right? Oh, but he's the son of God, right? Or is that only Catholics?
What do you mean he's the son of God? That's only Catholics.
Is it only Catholics believe he's the son of God?
Sure. I mean, not sure actually.
Or is that all Christians? No, what I was gonna say, like if he's just a prophet, right? Then it would make sense that he wants to explore the world.
They all think that, or
He would be curious to explore the world.
look, you see, most Christians, both Catholic and Protestant, believe that Jesus is literally the Son of God. But also, all Christians believe that Jesus is God, because the Son of God is the same thing as being God.
Oh yeah.
So all Christians do. That's what Christianity comes from, and the people that don't are they're Jews or Muslims.
Oh right. Christians generally believe that this narrative is true. While there has been theological debate over the nature of Jesus, Jesus is the Logos, God incarnate, God and the Son, and true God and true man, both fully divine and fully human.
Yeah.
That's what we believe, like what Ram and Krishna are.
Yeah.
That they're God incarnate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, I guess.
Nice.
That's what Trinitarian Christians believe in.
Well, whatever the case may be.
Wait, all Christians believe in the Trinity, right? Or is that just Catholics?
I think all of them do.
Okay.
Or at least most of them
I
do.
don't
The
know
biggest
much
ones,
about
like
it.
Catholic and Protestant and all of them. They
Yeah.
believe in the Trinity, yeah.
Okay.
But I think at some point, they all Christians believe that Jesus is God.
Many Christians admit they don't understand it, while many more... Oh, this is a BBC article. Many more Christians don't understand what they think they do. In fact, although they be horrible, many Christians sometimes behave as if they believe in three gods, and other times... Alright, this guy's just dissing on Christianity.
Yeah, of course. Classic BBC anti-religion.
There's only one God, the God of...
There's only one God,
created
yes.
the universe and everything else in existence. No, because there's no such thing as a Christian that does not affirm Christ. What is it? What is the Holy Spirit again?
It's like the thing in each of us,
Oh yeah.
or something like that, or the thing that acts.
That's
to
also
preserve.
like what we believe
Yeah.
in. The
It is.
collective
That's what I'm saying.
consciousness or
I
whatever.
always thought that it was just the same thing, but each text is just censored down
Yeah.
so that they could remove all the essential elements. Because if we're looking at Jesus and the New Testament, and most of the stories there, okay, let me start at the beginning. The story of Exodus, or no, that's the Moses thing. Okay, go back to Noah's Ark. That's in Genesis, I think. It's in one of the earlier books. The story of Noah's Ark. You know what that story was? God came to Noah and said, there's going to be a huge flood that destroys the world. Grab 2 of every animal, 2 of every plant, or 2 of every seed, or something like that. So you can repopulate the earth after the flood. And he
Who's
puts
Noah?
Noah?
Yeah.
Just this dude.
Okay, but when is this dated?
I don't know the dates. I just know what I'm taught. But it's
Okay.
way back then. It's way before everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you the story. You can connect the dates maybe.
Yeah.
But there's a huge flood. Noah has 2 of every two plant seeds, 2 humans, whatever, or not humans, but 2 animals, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, and he just succeeds, and he repopulates the earth. There's a similar story in Hinduism. Where Manu finds the fish, and the fish tells him there's gonna be a flood. Grab 2 of every animal, a male and a female.
Yeah.
Grab 2 plant seeds, whatever,
Yeah.
and just preserve until the flood is over, and then you can repopulate the earth. It's literally the same story,
Yeah.
but the names are different.
Yeah.
That's why I think that it's all just connected. I think it's just different ways we perceive
Saying
events.
based on earlier flood myths originating in Mesopotamia, the story in Genesis.
Yeah, perhaps. But what I'm trying to say, it's not about the history. What I think is that,
They're saying that it occurred in 2348 BC.
okay, whatever, bro. Who
But
cares?
would that make sense?
The dates are wrong. The dates are never right.
Yeah,
It doesn't
you're right,
matter.
you're
The dates
right.
don't matter.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that it's just different. Each religion is just, we perceive the same events in different ways.
Yeah.
The names are different, whatever. But the fact is that God told this guy to grab 2 of every animal and 2 of every plant seed, whatever, and then repopulate the earth after a huge flood wipes out all of civilization.
Yeah.
That's just a thing. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
And I think that in each text, it delves more into the history of the specific region in which it came from. So Christianity mainly talks about the Middle East. while Hinduism mainly talks about India, the history of India.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm saying that it was all the same thing at one point, but it's just by area it just devolved, or not devolved, whatever.
Yeah.
It turned into something else.
Where
And I
do
think that certain texts or people censored certain texts to destroy that connection between these different.
Oh, you think it was done on purpose?
Yeah. Or not done on purpose, but maybe, I don't know, the Muslims felt really mad at a certain point against Indians, and they just destroyed any connection between the two religions.
For political reasons.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there are some strong interconnected events.
Yeah.
So when you're saying the Holy Spirit is like what we believe,
Yeah.
or Jesus is like what we believe of Ram and Krishna,
Yeah.
I think there's not much difference.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, but then if all of this is interconnected, like where do we place Jesus? What do Hindus think of Jesus? Or is it just not important at all that we don't have to think about it?
I mean, I didn't watch the video completely, but I saw this thing where it said that we think that Jesus is a prophet.
Yeah.
We don't know, or there's no
Oh, so
proof that
like
he's-
it comes up. It says, "What do Hindus think of Jesus?"
Yeah.
Jesus
Well, what?
is
You
a
read it out.
guru, a teacher of wisdom who speaks with divine authority.
Perhaps. He's like a rishi.
As one of the enlightened person. Yeah. I guess maybe it's just not important at all.
But also maybe
to
that's
us
just
because
how that's also more recent. I think that's just how they interpret it. What I think, this is a really far-fetched theory, but hear me out. I think Jesus and Krishna are the same person. And I think that time just moved differently to the point where like he experienced
you
this
made
life.
this up.
Nah, I definitely did, but this is what I think. Okay, at least based off current understanding. Because
You genuinely believe this, or you're just throwing it out as a theory?
I don't know. I think I genuinely believe it.
Bro.
Because Krishna and Christ, and the way that they originally pronounced it, Yeshua Christ, or Jeshua, or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Bro,
They sound so similar. They sound so
bro.
similar.
Stop, bro.
What if it was just one figure the whole time?
No, bro. I don't think so.
What if it was?
That's just a far-fetched theory. You're just saying.
That's why I said
they
it was a
sound the
far-fetched
same.
theory.
Oh, yeah.
They sound the same. They do. They sound the same. You can't deny the fact.
Yeshua Christ, Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, but the Hebrew way, it's like Christ.
Yeshua
It's like Christ.
Yeshua Christ.
Or
Jai Shri
yeah.
Krishna.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of.
No.
Kind of.
No. Alright. Enough.
No, I don't know.
What about Zoroastrianism?
Zoroastrianism, I know, is the oldest, or it's one of the oldest.
Hinduism's not older?
Or I mean, based
Yeah, it
off whatever I've heard.
It is.
I heard Zoroastrianism is the oldest. No.
Definitely not.
But I don't know if we're talking about vibrational frequencies.
How old is Zoroastrianism?
Really, really old.
Oh, 10th to 5th century BC. You know, I read something I saw this theory that it was something about Dwarka. Like when, I was just speaking into the mic. But after Dwarka, after Dwarka flooded or whatever, and after it went all underground, you know what happened?
What?
They were saying that they went to Iran. And then I saw this comparison. No.
Okay.
I saw this comparison. It said people from there went to Iran. And I saw this comparison. And it was just looking at the gods. Because they believe in the fire god, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Like
something.
Agni?
And it's just Agni. Or is this... and the name was similar, maybe?
It's like Ugno or something. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Attar, Attash, Azar.
Okay, sure. But okay. Here's what I think in that case.
A fire temple, hear this,
Yeah.
is a agiary
Oh.
in Zoroastrianism.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What I mean, okay, it's saying that Zoroastrianism predates written Hinduism, which is true. But we don't know written Hinduism, like when they started writing all this stuff down.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, it's oral. It's orally
before.
passed.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how.
They're saying written Zoroastrianism.
It's older than written Hinduism, yes.
No. When was that written?
Well, okay, what I see is that its founder, Zarathustra, wrote down hymns that predate written Sanskrit literature, which makes it possible to claim that Zoroastrianism is older than Hinduism. But also, it was orally passed down, Hinduism.
Yeah, I know that.
Or the Vedas were orally passed
And also
down.
think about all the
So I think
beliefs.
that claim makes sense.
The oldest surviving manuscript of an Avestan text is 1323 CE.
What? It's not a manuscript. They probably just wrote it in caves or something.
Okay, so inscribed, which have been dated to around 2600 BC, but they say, but that's just on Quora.
Okay, but regardless, I don't.
All right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't think it's that serious.
Zoroastrian gods.
Yeah. Nice.
Are they polytheistic? Or are they? Oh, you know what I want to talk about?
What?
Remember when we read Things Fall Apart?
Yeah.
And then in Things Fall Apart, there was a debate between Okonkwo, or not Okonkwo, maybe it was Okonkwo. It was Okonkwo and
Brother, I read
Mr.
this book
Smith,
4 years ago.
Mr. Smith, the bishop or whatever.
Oh,
I
the
reread
priest?
this part.
Okay, sure.
Because I remembered it, and he asked these African people, oh, how can you believe in so many gods? There's only one God. And then he said, yeah, we only believe in one God, but all these other gods help God. And then he said and then the Christian dude said to him, oh, that's your problem. You're thinking of God as a person. He can't be a person or something. And the other dude said, like, I forgot, what did he say? But he was saying, and then they were saying, oh, then why do you pray to all these little gods instead of the big God? And he was saying, oh, it's because we pray to the big God when everything else fails, but we go to the little guys first.
Okay.
So they also believe in one God. These random, what was their tribe?
It's just the Western perception of pagan.
What was their tribe? I forgot. It's these random guys in Nigeria, this random tribe.
Was it in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And they believed
the
in
guys,
one God
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like almost everyone believes in one supreme God, and it's just.
I feel like the teachings have just been polluted down. I feel like that's what I was saying. It's just different. It's just, we perceived something to be happening, like Noah's flood is also Manu's flood. The same thing. But then as people spread apart, the perception started to change and it started to merge with other things.
Yeah.
But I think the truth is there in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a good way to end it too.
Okay, fine.
We could keep talking.
Yeah, even whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to end on a banger ending, because no one's going to watch this video all the way to the end.
That's true.
You can edit wherever you want to.
Yeah. That was crazy to me, though. That this random tribe in Nigeria, they also believed in one God.
Yeah. I don't think paganism is really paganism as the West tries to claim it is. Yeah. Or the West tried to claim it was back in whatever century.
I bet even the Egyptians had one supreme god or something.
Probably. Yeah. And the Mesopotamians, yeah. And who are the other ones? I wonder what the Chinese think. What are they on about?
I feel like they just don't believe in God. They've never believed in God. Isn't that cool?
No, they did.
Who?
The Chinese. The ancient Chinese did.
They had gods?
Yeah, they had deities at least.
No, I feel like they just believed in yin and yang and stuff.
Yeah, but that's also, yin and yang is literally karma, bro.
Yeah.
The concept is literally the same.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're saying.
Chinese traditional religion is polytheistic.
Yeah, but that's just the West.
Yeah,
the Western people that went to China and they didn't understand anything. They thought,
deities are worshipped in a pantheistic view where divinity is inherent in the world. That's what we were talking about, pantheism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's inherent in the world, like in the universe. Yeah, so it's the same. Yeah, so there it is. That's the realization. I think we've uncovered the truth.
I feel like I've.
It was King James, bro. It was all King James.
It's been said in our religion forever that all religions are the same.
Yeah, no, but come on, man.
Religion,
yeah, but people don't practice it.
It's a construct. Religion is a construct.
It is, because it's all the same, bro. There's just a universal truth, and it's just different interpretations. Yeah. I guarantee it was King James that destroyed everything. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but he definitely played some part, in my opinion.
You think he deleted parts of the Bible?
I think he did. I think different leaders throughout history have deleted parts of different religious texts.
Yeah.
That's why I think the raw, authentic thing is to just find those hermits. They just know the whole thing by heart verbally, and then you learn from them.
You know, the Mahabharata was originally 100,000 verses, but now
it is.
Yeah,
but
we don't have that anymore. Even with the Harivamsha, the longest version I think they found was 90,000 verses.
Oh, really? So there's just 10,000 verses. Yeah.
More than 10,000 with the
Yeah.
Harimamsha. Harimamsha is probably like 15,000 or something.
Oh wait, they found 90,000. So there's just okay.
So even with the most, they only have 75,000 verses of the.
Wow. Yeah, that means. Yeah. What if I don't know? What if Jesus made a cameo? You never know.
25,000 verses.
12-year-old
just
Jesus.
gone. Yeah.
This is literally that thing that we talked about in the 5th episode, where, people could have said we had all these or we had all these advanced technology and stuff all the way back then, but then the dates started getting messed up as it got passed through our generation.
What was our theory with that?
Okay, our theory was that it existed, and then around 200,000 years ago, or whenever the last ice age was, we said that the last ice age was caused by technology. We said that it was a cycle, and that every time humans get to a technological peak, it just shuts off. And that we just do something to harm the Earth so bad that the Earth just pushes back into an ice age. Oh no, we said, what if it was just the global warming got so bad that the Earth retaliated with the ice age to bring the temperatures back to normal?
Yeah.
And then people that lived throughout the ice age, they were telling their kids, because they didn't have any written records or anything. They were just telling their kids, or the records got wiped out or whatever. And we said that they were telling their kids, we had ancient technology back in the day.
Ice age was 10,000 years ago or something, right?
No, way longer, like 200,000 years ago. We looked this up too.
Really?
Yeah.
Encompassing period from 115,000 to 11,000. What? The last glacial period.
It was a really long time ago.
Lasted until 11,500 years ago.
Okay, but who knows, man.
Oh, so 2.4 million, yeah.
Yeah, but the people, as it got passed down, they just started believing it less and less, and the dates started getting messed up. And I'm saying, yeah, literally, and I'm saying the same thing is happening now.
No, I had to go back and watch the episode. I don't know what we were on. It
No.
doesn't sound as convincing when you're saying it to me now.
I don't know. I mean, it's off my memory as well.
Yeah.
No, how does it not sound convincing? I feel like I'm being pretty convincing.
Random now.
No, it's not random. We were saying there's all this evidence of all these ancient things, and that were built with superior technology and stuff like that. And we're
pyramids?
saying, huh?
Like the pyramids?
Sure, but not even before that. Or I don't know if we're saying that there's evidence, but we're saying that.
Pyramids is 3,000.
And you were talking about the village, the Kumurikandam, where the aliens came and they helped them out.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, what if it's just we had such advanced technology, and that's how what?
Kumurikandam.
I guess, but go back even further, and we said that what if, at the time, the Ramana time, there was this huge, so much like ancient technology, like flying vehicles and stuff like that, and things that made quality of life so easy to facilitate building and stuff, and it just got so bad to the point where the Earth retaliated, and the Ice Age happened, and then like whatever, the records got destroyed through politics or history or whatever.
I'll watch the episode again.
Sure, but here's what we were saying. Our conclusion from that was that as it was orally passed down to the generations, like we had all this advanced technology back then, it just became more and more distorted, kind of. It's like playing telephone. Like you say something to the first person, and by the time you get to the end,
especially across generations.
Yeah, across generations, it's not the same. It's not the same thing, and the dates start getting messed up.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And I think the same thing is happening now with history.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
you think we'll just never be great enough to remember all of history?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's all in the subconscious or the collective unconscious or whatever.
We're all minuscule.
Yeah.
Only God is superior.
Yeah. And unless we reach that same...
We can't try to be God.
Yeah. I mean, we can. I mean, I think that's a goal for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try to emulate God in our daily life. And that's where, and eventually that takes us to the point where I think of us reuniting with God, but also us tapping into every experience and every collective consciousness. And that's what universal truth is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you following?
Yeah, I understand. I know what you're saying. Obviously I know all of this meaning.
Wow, what a smart guy.
Not like that. Not like that. Meaning, I'm familiar with this. This is not something unique to you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool beans. We should end the episode now.
Yeah.
Cool.